Calling all agents. Water pollution is slowly invading our planet. We need to take action now. We all know that we need water to survive our daily lives, in which we can say that there would be no life on Earth if not because of water. As we all know, our body is mostly made up of having 60% of water, which greatly helps our body maintain its function and also regulate our body's temperature. As we continue our lives, we constantly lose water because of activities like sweating, breathing, and also digestion. So it is really important to rehydrate ourselves by drinking lots of water. So the question here is, where do we get the water that we need in our daily lives?
The water cycle represents the constant flow of water on Earth and in the atmosphere. It is a complex process of several different processes in which liquid water evaporates into water vapor, condenses into clouds, and precipitates as rain and snow on the ground. In a step-by-step process, water in various stages is transported across the atmosphere. Liquid water runs through soil drainage, from the atmosphere through erosion and percolation, and through groundwater. After that, groundwater flows into plants via plant absorption and evaporates from plant via transpiration into the atmosphere, while solid ice and snow will sublimate immediately into cold. As water vapor condenses into solid deposition, the reverse will occur.
A biochemical is the transportation of chemicals in the ecosystem like carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, and water. This is very important because it is what makes the earth livable. Having a steady state in the biochemical cycle is very important since steady state is about having constant variables even if there are so many changes happening. If I were to ask if the earth is in a steady state, I would say no. Climate change is one of the examples that will prove that there are so many changes happening. Additional harmful chemicals can now affect the earth and the biochemical cycle is not stable anymore. If this won't stop in the following years, the earth may not survive the toxicity of chemicals spreading and circling around the earth. So much pollution is happening, and if we don't realize and take actions immediately, what do you think will happen in the next following generations? So plant trees, save waters, and know what is the importance of having a healthy environment so that even if there are changes in the future, we are sure that the biochemical cycle is in a steady state.
Our water resources face a host of serious threats, all of which are caused primarily by human activity. For the past decades, people utilize water to its full potential, but slowly destructing its natural capacity. That is because these activities mostly have a negative impact on the water quality and ecological state. According to Le Chatelier's principle, when a system in dynamic equilibrium is acted on by external stress, it will adjust in such a way as to relieve the stress and establish a new equilibrium. This is correlated with human interventions toward water reactants. If a disturbance is applied to arresting a system, it may drive the system away from its equilibrium state and invoke a more serious effect as it counteracts the impact of the disturbance. For example, one of the causes of water pollution is through human actions. The waste from households, factories, or agricultural land gets discharged into rivers or lakes. This waste can either be in the form of liquid waste, garbage, or sewage. The harmful chemical oozing out of this waste can damage aquatic life. A lot more water-disturbing activities are continuously done by human beings that hugely change the fundamental quality of water needs. These anthropogenic effects include deforestation, surface mining, a wide range of landscape changes, and more destructive changes in the dynamics of natural water conditions. There is a saying that where there is water, there is life. So when we are going to realize that we're slowly killing humanity by destroying our water source of life?
Let's talk about epigenetics. It is a Greek term that means in addition to genetics, a field in biology which focuses on inherited changes in gene expression caused by mechanisms other than the change in DNA sequence. It is the study of how our behavior in the environment can cause changes that affect the way our genes function. It is a natural occurrence but can also be influenced by factors including age, lifestyle, disease state, and the environment. We are exposed to so many environmental influences such as water, and water plays an important role in the epigenetics of species. Research have shown that a mother's exposure to pollution could impact her child's asthma susceptibility, which is why extensive research is needed. Now for invasive species. These are species capable of disturbing natural ecosystems and ecological processes by depleting natural resources, decreasing biodiversity, competing with native animals, and altering habitats. These has the potential to have significant economic consequence and profound threats to the coastal and Great Lakes ecosystem. Invasive species can also have indirect consequences that have a major impact on water quality. These species also contribute to soil erosion, fire risks, degrade aquatic ecosystems, and clog waterways. How about the effects of ecosystem? Water cycle is an essential component of all ecosystems. It provides an opportunity to investigate the essence of science through the use of models and empirical evidence. The water cycle produces precipitation and land base. Rain normally hits leaves and other surfaces of plants before it enters the soil. Plants use some of the water for their own metabolism, and water in plant tissues may enter the bodies of animals when the plants are consumed. Precipitation and water cycle also affects the degree of climate change. It is a crucial component of natural events such as extreme weather, drought, and heavy precipitation. Its abundance and timely distribution are important to conserve water bodies for both humans and ecosystem health.
Climate change is influencing the availability of water in terms of when it is accessible, where it is available, and how much of it there is. Due to the extreme weather events just like droughts and heavy rainfall, which are predicted to become more and more common as climate change progresses, it may have an effect on our water resources. Water scarcity, floods, poor water quality have all an effect on the society both now and in the past. These issues could have an effect on our economy, energy production and use, human health, transportation, agriculture, national security, natural ecosystems, and recreational activities.
In today's current society, it is quick to point the finger at an oil company with the leak tanker. But we are all to blame for today's current water contamination crisis. Fortunately, we can make up for it with step-by-step procedures and simple ways. For example is, reduce the use of plastic and reuse or recycle whatever is possible. Because as we all know, plastic is very harmful to the environment. Second, is in order to prevent toxic additives, chemicals, and non-biodegradable products from ending up in our sink, we should dispose of them properly. There are various of ways we can aid in water pollution, but we still need to start small before we can go big. This is our mission to the world and to us humans.